Hello everyone and welcome back. In today's video we are crafting with comfort colors and I'm sharing with you all 6 DIY Dollar Tree decor crafts. Now my comfort colors are beautiful pastels, pinks and turquoises, purples and some yellows thrown in there, some blues, but really whatever comfort colors you all find that you love, those are the colors that I encourage you all to choose, and whatever matches your home decor. These are going to be some inspiring fun crafts that hopefully all skill levels and all ages can do. So I would also love to have you guys subscribe to this YouTube channel. I post 3 videos a week on YouTube as well as several videos a day on Facebook. So join me over there as well. But let's go ahead and plug in those glue guns, get out your glitter and paint, and let's get to crafty. For the first Dollar Tree DIY, I'm going to share with you how to make a super beautiful, easy, blooming springtime set of plates. Okay, so from the Dollar Tree, you're going to go into their party section and pick up a pack of the white plates with the silver round circle on it, and those are going to come in a 4-pack. Then the next thing that you want to pick up is a smaller plate, and I went ahead and went with this beautiful, it's kind of like a coralish pink spring color, and I believe these came in a 6-pack. I'm just going to hot glue them directly onto the center of the silver plate. The next thing I want to do is take some of these really beautiful springtime blooming kind of aqua colored coasters from the Dollar Tree, and you just want to add a touch of hot glue to the center part and maybe even a couple of the petals. Honestly, that step is optional. These are going to be used for display purposes only. So I'm going to pop them into my pretty little cabinet. So I wanted to make several of these, and then I'm just taking my little towel and I'm gently wiping on the outside of it where any kind of the hot glue or stickiness had gotten to the plates. So I'm going to repeat those steps on the next one. Again, just hot gluing the smaller plate to the center of the larger plate and then adding in that pretty little coaster. So this was such a fun and easy craft, you guys, and it makes such a huge impact and statement. I had posted a sneak peek of this on my Facebook page and also on my YouTube, and so many of y'all were commenting, getting so excited about this DIY. I decided to put it first in the video. Number one, it's super easy to make, and what a fun way to add a pop of color. So basically you can spend $3 and you'll have 4 brand new beautiful little decor plates. And these are really great for cabinets, for decorating on walls with just, some plate holders. You guys can pick up plate holders at any craft store, really. I'm not sure if I've seen like the wall plate holders at Dollar Tree, but I've also shared with you guys a DIY on how to take and use a pipe cleaner on the back of your plate, and then you can hot glue that pipe cleaner to the back of your plate and then use that to hang it to the wall. So I'll try to share that with you guys in an upcoming video. There's a couple other steps that you need to do. Now, these are plastic plates, so anyway, but the sky is the limit with this, you guys. You could add them to the top of some cabinets. There's so many ways you can decorate with this, and the little floral coasters do come in other colors as well as these pretty coral plates. So have fun with it, get creative, choose the comfort colors that you love, whether it be purples or pinks or blues or yellows, whatever you love for spring. Grab those colors, make a beautiful plate, jazz up your room on a budget. For the next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to share with you all how to make some beautiful indoor flowers for an indoor flower garden, and these are going to be super whimsical and beautiful. You'll need some shish kebab sticks, a couple of paper straws, some little Dollar Tree plastic plates, and some Dollar Tree coasters. So I'm going to take the little paper straw and run it down the shish kebab stick and then just gently hot glue it to the top part of the shish kebab stick, and then you'll have
one part of the shish kebab stick still needing to be covered, and then I'm just going to add another little dibble dabble of hot glue here. This is going to give me an extra long kind of stem for my flower. Also, if I wanted to trim it off to where that shish kebab stick was pointy, I could use that and pop that into some floral foam inside of an indoor real houseplant. And then I'm just going to hot glue my little paper straw to the back of my little plastic plate. So these plastic plates are at Dollar Tree right now in the spring section, and I believe they're 5 to 6 to a pack. So you could make 5 to 6 of these flowers, and check out how many of the straws. I was so excited to find these, you guys. They have some really beautiful paper goods right now. And really, if you love these pastel comfort colors, this is the time to buy when everything is just naturally going to be in these spring pretty colors. The next thing I want to do is add one of those pretty little Dollar Tree aqua coasters to the center of my plate. And that's going to create my really beautiful flower. These are so fun to use. They would make such a great little decor accent in a little girl's room. They would make a beautiful decor accent in your dining room, popped into like some pretty vintage vases. I also think these colors are like really vintage chic. Now I'm going to do a purple one, and I'm going to do exactly how I did the last one. Again, just covering the little shish kebab stick with the paper straw and then hot gluing it together. Now I did try to use one of the Dollar Tree wooden dowels to do this, but the wooden dowel was too large to cover the paper plate with. But you could use a wooden dowel if that's what you have in your craft stash. Use a wooden dowel and then just take some pretty ribbon and kind of wind that around the dowel. That's just an idea if you guys maybe already have the wooden dowel in your craft stash and you don't have the paper straws. You can also find paper straws in Walmart in the party section, and I believe they're like $1 a pack. So anyway, have fun with it and get creative and make some beautiful blooming flowers. These little plastic plates came in some other colors, I believe purples and aquas, and I loved this kind of corally pink color. I just love these soft pastels. They're so comforting to me, and they just seem so happy and springy. I also added some of those Dollar Tree little paper butterflies to the edges of my plate, and those come in a big pack in the Crafters Square section. But there's a ton of those in there. You could also just use some pretty little butterfly stickers. So really have fun with it and get creative. Make a beautiful, whimsical indoor flower garden. Now, I wouldn't suggest that you put the paper outside in the sun. So you'd want to do this a little bit different if you're going to put these outside. For the next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to share with you guys how to make a super adorable little Dollar Tree ladder. And I'm using three total of the Dollar Tree plungers, and I just removed the bottom part of the plunger, and then I removed the sticky part of the plunger with a hair dryer. So you can set your hair dryer to high heat and heat up that sticker, and it will come off really easy. And then you can just take a bit of sandpaper and kind of sandpaper it a little bit more smooth. Now I'm taking my third plunger, and I'm just going to cut the little plunger kind of in half, but I also cut like the little part off where the plunger had been attached. Now I'm just taking some hot glue, and I'm going to hot glue my little wooden sticks to my plunger. You guys could also make this with paint sticks if you have those on hand, or you could even use popsicle sticks. I was going to do that until I got the idea to use the plunger. So anyway, you could use wood glue. I like the instant adherence of the hot glue, so that's what I use for that. Now I'm just going to take some of my Waverly white chalk paint, and I get my chalk paint at Walmart, and it lasts quite a while for a lot of projects, although I am at the end of my container on this DIY video, so you guys are going to see me really dig my brush in there. But this chalk paint had really good coverage. I had to use only about 1.5 coats, and really 1.5, I used one really full coat, and then I just kind of went back in and touched up any spots that I felt like were not all the way covered, with a little bit more. Now you guys could really get creative again with this step and customize the colors of your ladder to suit your fancy. I decorate with a lot of whites and shabby chics and different colors like that, and I wanted it to be really springtime and fresh, so I just chose a solid white. I was going to go back in and distress it, but I decided that I just wanted to keep it white. I didn't want to use like any kind of stains or waxes, because I'm going to use some of my favorite little pretty tea towels, and I don't want them to get like anything on them. So these little ladders are great to use on your kitchen, like underneath the little area where you might be able to hang a kitchen towel on them, or maybe do like a cute little kitchen banner. Really, so many ideas. So this just was popped right directly into my little cabinet or hutch here. And then you guys can see I displayed it with some of these beautiful little tea towels. And these tea towels actually did come from TJ Maxx. They were in a 4-pack, which I felt like was a really great deal. And I shared them with you guys 2 videos back in one of my hauls. I did a big spring Easter haul for you guys. And so here's how it looks. So springtime, blooming, fabulous. It's such a fun and easy little DIY that you guys can do on a budget. For the next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to share with you how to make a 2-tiered stand using 2 Dollar Tree burner covers, these little wooden beads, and a couple of candlesticks from Dollar Tree. So I'm just going to take these little wooden beads and I'm going to hot glue them and kind of space them evenly around the burner covers. And I'm just using regular hot glue for this because I felt like that was sufficient to keep the little wooden beads onto my burner cover. And they held fairly well. You could always add a dab of E6000 glue if you were concerned about them not holding. The next thing I want to do is I am going to use E6000 glue to glue these candlesticks together. So I'm going to take some E6000 glue, and then I'm also going to use just a little bit of hot glue, but I don't use the hot glue on top of the E6000. So I kind of left some little spots where I didn't add E6000 glue, and wherever I did not add the E6000 glue, that's where I'm adding the hot glue. So you can just see me kind of dabbing it on there. The reason I use both glues is because the E6000 glue is a bonding glue, but it does take a while to dry. And so the hot glue will help the bonding glue stay together so your candlestick won't wobble around. Sometimes the E6000 glue, if you only use that, it will have a tendency to kind of slide a little bit. But suit your fancy, this is how I felt like it would be best. So now I'm going to use E6000 glue again, and again I'm leaving spots for where the hot glue can go, and I'm going to use both of these glues to then hot glue my candlestick to the other side of my burner cover, the side that I didn't put the little legs on, because I want feet to kind of hold my burner cover up. Then this is where I'm going to make my stand. And then I'm going to repeat that process again here with the E6000 glue and the hot glue. Again, not putting the E6000 glue everywhere, but just leaving some spots where I could add some hot glue. So I hope that's making sense. But anyway, once you guys have these steps completed and your little project is together, I like to give it about 30 minutes to kind of just hold on there together, but the E6000 glue does take 24 hours to completely dry. Just a little side note there. The next thing I wanted to do was to take it outside and give it a quick little dusting of spray paint. And I love to use the Rust-Oleum 3X spray paint. It's about $3.97 at Walmart, but I feel like that's worth spending a little bit more over just the $1 spray paint because it really gives you really good full coverage. I was able to do this in several other projects, and this did take 2 coats. So I flipped it over and I gave it a really generous spray paint on one side, and then I flipped it back over and spray painted the other side. That way the little spots underneath could be seen as well. And here's how it is popped into my little spring Easter setting. I think these are so fun to make. Now the burner covers are sturdy, but they're not like glass sturdy. So you might want to be careful like putting tons and tons of weight on it. I think it's fine, display some pretty teacups and just some really beautiful little trinkets. But I think it's a fun, great idea on a budget. For the next DIY, I wanted to share with y'all how to make a beautiful Easter plate using a clear glass plate. You guys can find these at Dollar Tree or Walmart. And then you're going to take a beautiful napkin, and I'm choosing this napkin that I found at Walmart. It's by the Pioneer Woman line, and it's actually on an end cap. It's not in with their like regular Easter stuff. So I'm just cutting the size of the plate, and I use that little cup as my guide, and then I'm going to cut out my pretty little bunny. You guys could also use a bunny treat bag or whatever, thing that you wanted to glue inside of your little plate. So I gave it a generous layer of Mod Podge, and then I'm going to go back over it with another layer of Mod Podge, and then I'm going to let that dry. I actually set it out in the sun and let it dry for about an hour or two before I started my next step. And I also wanted you guys to know that they do sell bunny napkins at Dollar Tree. And I'm going to be sharing with you guys another little idea for the bunny napkin from Dollar Tree. I also do like to go ahead and take a little towel and kind of wipe around the edge. Now here's the Happy Easter bunny napkin at Dollar Tree. This was as close to as I could find to like a little bunny, cute bunny. I don't know, Dollar Tree didn't put out like any of like the really pretty bunnies, but they put out a cute bunny. So I think these would be really festive. Like, I think these are adorable bunnies too. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and cut out the little bunny head here. This step is optional. I kind of feel like maybe once I looked back on it, I could have left the little teal part on, but I did go ahead and trim it all out. And then you're going to repeat the process with like you did the first plate. You're going to Mod Podge, and I have my plate flipped over, so we're Mod Podging on the back of our plate, and it's going to show through to the front. Now, even though we're not Mod Podging on top of the plate, I still don't suggest to use these as a food safe plate. I don't feel like these are food safe. I feel like that you guys could display maybe some little Easter candies that are wrapped on these, but just because we're using glue and paint on them, don't eat off of these. Okay. These are for decor purposes. So the next thing I did was add a good layer of Mod Podge again once my bunnies had dried. And then I'm just using this pretty little pink and white tissue paper. It's polka dot and it's so perfect for Easter. And also, I think that I did buy this tissue paper, I believe at Walmart. I think it's 98 cents for, a whole packet full. I decided to make these kind of matching, so I'm adding Mod Podge again and then adding tissue paper to my little bunny. Now, you can see that these look really cute like they are, but you can see through them, so they're still transparent. And that's okay if you like that look, you can go for that. But a way to jazz them up and make the whole thing show up better is to take white paint once you have this process done and you've trimmed off your excess with scissors. You just take some white paint. Let the tissue paper dry completely, but then take white paint and you just white paint around on the back of that, and then you're gonna let that dry. So really, these are super fun to make. They're just a little bit time consuming because of each step you need to let it dry in between the steps. But how adorable are these? They're so springtime fabulous and blooming. Popped into my little cabinet, and again, you guys could really use these just about anywhere. And remember, these are for decor purposes only. For the next DIY, I want to share with you how to make a beautiful blooming springtime wreath. So for the first step, I'm going to take this little Dollar Tree welcome home sign and I'm going to zip tie it to this grapevine wreath. This grapevine wreath base I did buy at Hobby Lobby. It was $4.98. And the next thing I want to do is pop these pretty little Dollar Tree white blooming flowers into the top part. So I did hot glue the end of it, and that's going to keep it a little bit more secure down inside of this grapevine wreath. Now, you don't have to necessarily hot glue your stems, but it will help them stay in a little bit better if you plan to put one of these kind of wreaths outside. I'm also adding in some of the purple Dollar Tree lilacs and also some beautiful spring pink colors. So on the top part of this, I'm adding a beautiful kind of bloomy bouquet out the top, and then I'm going to mimic and use the exact same flowers at the bottom so it looks really cohesive and looks like it's blooming. Again, I'm using hot glue to pop my flowers in, and all of the flowers did come from Dollar Tree, as well as a cute little sign also came from Dollar Tree. So I just love making these wreaths. They're so fun and beautiful and whimsical, and you guys can really get creative and customize this to match your home decor. So whatever colors you love for spring, whatever colors you find comforting and happy, I suggest that you guys use those. Okay, the next thing we want to do is make a cute little bow. So I'm going to take this ribbon and just loop it over on itself and then pinch it into the center. And this is going to be a super easy bow, and it's going to be really pretty and hopefully vibrant. And I'm just going to take a pipe cleaner and tie this first loop off in the center. So for each one of my loops, I am just going to make one loop. You can make a bigger bow if you want, but I'm going to use a lot of different kinds of ribbons. And so I did not find a whole lot of Easter ribbon at Dollar Tree. In fact, I'm almost out of my Easter ribbon, so I did have to pop into Michael's and Walmart and Hobby Lobby on the hunt for ribbon. And so this ribbon is from Michael's, and the other ribbon I believe is going to be from Walmart. Okay, so I am tying it off in the center. Again, I just made a little loop with my ribbon, tied it off in the center, and then I have just kind of some cute cascading tails. The next thing I want to use is some of this pretty yellow polka dot ribbon, and I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to tie a loop and then just add it into my little bow. So you're going to continue on with this process until you guys get as many bows and as many colors that you want for your blooming springtime wreath. So this one was some pink polka dot ribbon, and I got this at Walmart. Walmart actually had some pretty good ribbon as far as colors was concerned in their Easter section. So I'm just checking it on this wreath, and what I decided to do was to go ahead and cut some longer tails with some of the thinner ribbon and just use that to tie my bow onto my wreath. So it's going to serve a dual purpose. It's going to tie my bow on, so you can see I'm cutting the little tails, and then you can just secure your ribbon on like that. It's kind of a little hack I have for you guys. You could also, just use floral wire to tie your bow on, but it's also going to take this ribbon or this larger bow and cinch it up in the center and really get it held on there well. So it's not going to wobble around and flop around. Now, after you get everything tied on, the next step you're going to want to do is you can assess your wreath, see if you want to add a couple more flowers. I think I added some hot pink tulips and a couple of other pretty little Dollar Tree flowers. And now I'm just dovetailing my ends, which means I'm cutting a triangle in an upwards direction to give my wreath a really pretty boutique finish. And then I'm just taking my little ribbon and kind of curling the ends. And I did add in one more layer of ribbon to this to kind of pull some more of those blues in. But this one was definitely blooming and definitely springtime fabulous and really on a pretty good budget. So I think that this was a fun one. Again, especially if you use Dollar Tree florals or even some florals you might have in your stash. So here it is after I fluffed my bow and made everything all nice and fabulous. So as always, comment and let me know what was your favorite DIY in this video and which one will you be recreating. I really tried to inspire you guys in this video and hopefully give you some ideas from a beginner crafter level to a little bit more tricky on some of them. So hopefully it gives everybody some different crafts and projects they can think about or maybe even want to make for their own, or maybe you're just having fun watching this video. You love to watch crafts and get inspired. So I want to thank you guys for being here. It's such a true blessing and an honor. Don't forget to listen for that secret question too. I'm going to pop it into the video somewhere because I do have a $100 Hobby Lobby gift card giveaway that I'm sharing with you guys, and the winner will be announced next Saturday. And then the last thing I had to share with you guys is we took Benji Bear to the lake this weekend. Of course, it was way too cold to get in, but he got up to the water's edge and had a blast. He is so full of life and so full of spunk, and he's got his little Dollar Tree bandana on, and he is just ready to roll, you guys. How beautiful did this look? We had some really, really beautiful weather this last weekend. It was like in the 70s, which was a nice change of pace from all of the cold, and Benji Bear is just loving it. I hope you guys are getting a kick out of seeing him with this little bandana on.
So thank you all so much for joining me on another fun and fabulous crafty decor adventure. Since we are doing comfort colors in this video, and I love to ask you guys a secret question, and it also gives you guys a chance to enter my $100 Hobby Lobby gift card that I'm going to be giving away on Saturday. What brings you comfort? So drop a comment down below. Let's spread the comment section with a ton of comforting things, whether it be flowers or beautiful comforting pastel colors that you're going to be crafting and decorating with. Maybe it's a favorite scripture, or maybe it's holding your baby or holding your grandchild or making a treat for them or making something lovely. There's so many things out there that can bring us comfort. So when we share those with others, it's just more joy to go around. So if you guys are new, welcome. I'm Olivia with Olivia's Romantic Home, and I love to share with y'all how you can have a boutique, gorgeous home on a budget. Listen, y'all don't have to break the bank to have a fabulous, amazing home. Also, I want to invite you guys over to my Olivia's Romantic Home Facebook page. I post several videos a day over there, as well as I have a free group page. Listen, you guys can post photos of your home decor and your DIY projects over there, and we just have a fun little community. It's a great way to share ideas, to share crafting supplies, to share recipes, whatever you guys want to share over there that's crafting and decorating related or homemaking related. I love to see what you guys are up to, and you're so inspiring for me, and I know you all are so kind to one another. So thank you for your kindness. Now listen, we can spread kindness just through our words on the internet and through our comments. So remember, you always have a voice no matter how big or small your platform is. So always try to bless others with your kind comments and your joy and your encouragement, because listen, we need more of that in this world. Wouldn't you guys agree? So I love to craft and decorate and tidy and bake. So definitely just let's go for it. Let's have fun doing all of those things and looking forward to the future with so much joy. I'm gonna let you guys get back to your day. I can't wait for our next videos. We have so much crafting and decorating and tidying and baking to do. So I love y'all to the moon and back. I can't wait for our next video. And until then, remember, be kind to yourselves and be kind to one another. And we'll talk to you very soon. Bye-bye.
I love you. Ooh, ooh.